I just had to process what I just saw. So to put it bluntly, the Avalanche mollywalked the Lightning. And I had this game in my thoughts ever since a few minutes after Burakovsky scored that goal. And I'm thinking, well, it's game 2. Tampa's going to try to get some payback, and Vasilevsky's going to really work his ass off to try to hold it down, and none of that happened. Matter of fact, in the first 61 seconds, we were on the power play, and it was 1-0 after the Chushkin. He's been amazing, hasn't he? Put it in. And then Josh Manson makes it 2-0. And then we had another power play, but that got killed off. And then Burakovsky, the game 1 hero, makes it 3-0 against a Tampa Bay team that's just lost it all over the place. And that was the score after the first period. And so the second period, and again, I'm expecting something from Tampa. Like, they're going to try here. And then, but in that period, Palat gets the puck, turns it over, gets Ranson, gets the Chushkin, and 4-0 Avs. 4. And then Darren Helm, the hero of that game 6 against St. Louis, makes it 5-0. Can you believe that? And I just can't believe what I'm seeing. So it's 5-0. That was the final score. Fun fact, that was the final score in game 1 against the Devils in 0-1. So already 2 periods are done, and I'm going, well, this game's over. But the Avs were not done. We had killed a power play in that game, in that period. Third period, we committed an early penalty, obvious trip. Tampa goes to the power play, but Makar gets the puck, puts it in shorthanded. It's 6-0, and we kill the rest of it off. And then we get our own power play, and Makar strikes again. It's 7-0, and that's the final score, 7-0. We are 2 wins away. 2 wins now from the Stanley Cup. And I'm just amazed. It's not, the fact that we won those 2 wasn't shocking to me, but how we won them. I mean, look what we've done. We've done so much so far in this series. We are scoring on the power play. We have 3 power play goals in this final. We scored a grand total of 11 goals. 11 on Vasilevsky. And I remember I read the comments too. Somebody mentioned, but I read the comments too. Well, the Avs haven't faced a real goalie yet. Have you not seen Colorado this year? The Avalanche are capable of pretty much clobbering any goalie. Any goalie who will be possible, no matter who it is. But yeah, Vasilevsky, oh boy, this is a bad start. This is about the worst start of a series for him. All 11 goals against were on him. No empty netters, none. He's given up 11 goals. I think he's faced. I think it's 68 shots. That's a bad save percentage. And Kemper's been having it easy, and he chose the right time to get his first shutout in the postseason, game 2 of the final. So, and Cagliano came back from injury, got 2 helpers. McCarr didn't have a point in game 1. And he faced not having a point in this whole final until he scored those 2 goals. Now he's got a couple markers. Chushkin's still kicking ass. He has 3 of our 11 goals in the final. McKinnon doesn't have any. He just have to put the puck in. That's the frightening part. But that's what happens when you have depth. And for Tampa, this had to be the worst game. This is definitely the worst game they played in this current run. Okay? Because remember how this started. They got mollywopped and beat down, embarrassed 3 years ago by Columbus, and they swore they would not get abused and embarrassed like that again, but it happened tonight. This is their. I think I read this is their worst playoff game loss in franchise history. The team's been around 30 years, and I think Vasilevsky tied a season a high for goals against in a game. We put up a touchdown on him and an extra point. It's just amazing what's happening. But in any event, the Avs are 2-0. We are 2 wins away from the Stanley Cup. Can you believe it? 2 short wins. And of course, in some other hockey news elsewhere, of course, the big news is it is official. Tortorella is now the new head coach of the Philadelphia Flyers. That's going to be interesting because if they get the right free agents, Philly could make a run for the playoffs. Because if any coach can resurrect a team from the dead, it's Tortorella. I mentioned 2019. He coached the Blue Jackets during that period, and it was under his guidance that they got that big series win, which was their first ever in franchise history, and a sweep over a 62-win team. Yeah. So Torts can work wonders for that Flyers team, especially if they get some key free agents. They might make some noise. They might. But of course, but that's the biggest news. Of course, elsewhere, I think I mentioned this in another video, but I was saying it here. Of course, the Golden Knights finally traded Donald. He's in Montreal, and they got Shea Weber. I think I didn't mention that though, but it's still crazy that they tried to do it and they couldn't, and now even after he kind of scored goals left and right after the failed trade, they still trade him. That's a weird team, but anyway. So the big deal is we're up 2-0. We're up 2-0 over this team. We are close. We are 1 win closer, and we could be close. We could get closer to that on Monday. Game 3 is Monday. The scene shifts now to Amalie Arena for games 3 and 4. Of course, game 3 is Monday, and according to what I've read, that could be the night that Nazem Kadri returns to action, because Kadri's been out. Kadri's been out since the conference final. Since he suffered that hit from Evander Kane, he's been out since then. But he's been skating. He first skated without a stick. He was last seen skating with a stick and shooting the puck. So it's a very good sign. He definitely could be back as soon as Monday. And what a way to come back, 2 wins away from the cup. But yeah. So that's game 3 Monday, and game 4 is Wednesday. Both games are at Tampa Bay's Amalie Arena. Of course, the Avs. We haven't lost on the road yet. We're 7-0 away from Ball Arena, so that could be interesting. So we'll see how that goes. And that's my recap of game 2. If you like this video, click the like button. Because subscribe if you want more. My story about game 2, when it's published, will be in the description below, so check it out when you can. And I'll be back on Monday to recap game 3, hopefully with some very, very good news and some good emotion from yours truly. So stay tuned.